Hi, my name is Sophia, and I'm so honored to have been nominated for Canada's Top 25 Under 25 Environmentalists Award. First of all, thank you so much, Starfish, for having an award like this. I'm sure that it's so motivating for all the youth that are nominated and who make the list of finalists. For me, I know that when I got nominated, and I totally was not expecting it, it was very inspiring for me, and I felt all fired up, and I came to realize how much impact that I'm having that maybe I don't give myself credit for. So I think that's really important. And funny enough, a few weeks ago I was completing a nomination for my friend Lucy Cullen, who made the list of finalists last year, and I hope she makes it this year. So without further ado, I'll just answer these wonderful questions. And yes, so what got me interested in the environment? Of course, it's the environment, it's beautiful. But so I think it started when I was little. So I was lucky enough to have a very active childhood. Rain or shine, my parents would take my brother and I out to the park, and often we were the only kids on the playground. So I had that connection to green spaces from an early age. And for us in our household, things like recycling, it was a kind of like a no-brainer, and we tried to minimize packaging and things like that, but not to a zero waste lifestyle type of extent. And I only really became present to the reality that our environment faces when I was in university. And that got triggered, I think, when I was reading a book that was assigned to us when I was pursuing my degree in physical and health education, and that book was called Last Child in the Woods: Saving Our Children from the Nature Deficit Disorder by Richard Liu. So that really opened up my eyes to a whole new way of seeing the human nature connection, because it really is important for our well-being. And so I started looking more into that, and then I started learning more about the environment as well. Because of course, when we go out into green spaces, we become present to what the environment is facing. And around that time, I was also really shy, so I started modeling, and I also decided to partake in a pageant with the prodding of my parents, or the encouraging of my parents, in 2013, and it was called Miss Earth Canada. And I decided to do it because I like the idea of not just presenting yourself, but also really talking about things that are important for you. And around that time, I just wanted to make sure that I really knew what I was talking about and had a good, inspiring, articulate message to share. And since then, it's really been history. I've been so fascinated and passionate about learning about what the environment faces and how it can help. And as Miss Earth Canada, integrity is really important for me, so I wanted to make sure that I do environmental initiatives and things like that. And surprisingly, I found it quite difficult to find volunteering opportunities, but I did come across a wonderful organization called the Great Canadian Shoreline Cleanup. So that was a win-win-win situation. So you get the human nature connection, you also get to make a difference, and that difference is easily documentable in photos, so you can actually see the impact that you created, and you can share that on social media and raise awareness about what's happening in the local environment. And then you also get to connect community members and see friends that maybe you didn't see for a long time, and you all make a difference together, and you get to see friends reunited with each other, and it's all really beautiful. And I've also been doing so many different environmental volunteering gigs, too many to name. And one of them included organizing a tour of a recycling facility for 10 environmentalists, so that we know exactly how the waste management processes function in the city. Right now, I'm the outreach coordinator for an organization called Sustainable Joes. So they have live panel discussions and podcast recordings for the public, and we make it really fun for people and simple for them to learn about sustainability. So that's something that I'm really interested in pursuing as well. And I'm also part of an organization called the Green Neighbors Network of Toronto. So what they do is they actually connect different green groups around the city so that we have strength in numbers. And we also get to provide mentorship for each other. So if one group has the strength of political action and one has grassroots strength, then they get to kind of cross-pollinate and share methods of best practice. So I think that's where I'm going to be headed, and I realized that the time was up about 20 seconds ago, so I'm going to end this video, and thank you so much again. I'm so motivated, and I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.